Namaskaram to all. Straight away, I think we will start the session because after a gap, I think it is always becoming difficult to keep pace with the time and the areas which we are covering. So we will not waste much time. Let us start. Chadurmukha Samarambham Vakbhadacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Vidyandam Vande Guru Paramparam Ragadirogan Satatanushaktan Sheshagaya Prasadaana Sheshan औत्सुक्यमोहारदिदान् जघान यो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोस्तु तस्मै. What we found in the last couple of sessions tells us that ahara nourishes the dhadus of sharira. The sthana vruddhi kshaya of sharira is dravya hetuka, and there is a definite cause for that. What is that cause? The cause is the samanata, same upadanas of sharira and ahara, or dhadus and the dravya. What is that samanata? That is panchabhautikata. And this panchabhautikata is based on gunas. This panchabhautikata, of course, dravya ashrita samanata is there, karma ashrita samanata is there, but our area of interest in this particular context is the guna samanata. That is what we found. Guna ya ukta dravyeshu sharireshwapi te tatha. Guna ya ukta dravyeshu sharireshwapi te tatha. And we are trying to basically, our intention, what is our intention of all these exercises? We should not lose the concentration or focus. We are trying to understand the concept of samprapti. That is where we started from. And as a part, we are trying to understand dosha vruddhi, dosha kshaya, etc. And now, we are nowhere there. We are nowhere there. Instead, we are stuck within the relationship between dravya and sharira, or anna and dhatu. Now, we should succeed in relating the dhadus and doshas, and dravyas and doshas as well. Then only we can reach our proposed target. Slowly, we will move to that. As we mentioned in one of our earlier sessions, we are not discussing the basics. Instead, we are discussing the basics of the basics. In Ashtanga Hridayam and Ashtanga Sangraham, there is a beautiful chapter named Dosha Bhediyam. If you look at the Dosha Bhediyam chapter in Ashtanga Sangraham, the very opening statement is quite interesting. The chapter is Dosha Bhediyam, and that opens with a statement which we have seen already in a different context, that is Vayu Agasha Dhadubhyam Vayuhu Agneyam Pittam Ambha Prithivibhyam Shleshma. This is the opening statement. Actually, Dosha Bhediyam is a chapter which explains the Bheda of doshas. That is why it is called as Dosha Bhediyam. It explains the Bhedas of doshas. like the very famous bheda of doshas into the fivefold classification of each one of them. Pranadi bhedat panjatma vayu, pittam panjatmagam, shleshma tu panjatha, like that. We also find the sthana bheda, vriddhikshaya sthiti bheda, lakshana bheda, karma bheda, vikara vishesha bheda, vikalpa bheda. All these bhedas related to the doshas are all coming in this chapter. But the very chapter begins with the explanation of how each dosha is influenced by the bhutas in their evolution. So that is also a type of bheda between the doshas. That is very, very important. Vayu agasha dhadubhyam vayuhu agneyam pittam ambha pradhivibhyam shleshma. And this statement is used as the opening statement of the chapter in order to establish the relationship between bhutas and doshas in terms of guna. In terms of guna, this is very, very important. Now, again, for the sake of going to the basics of the basic, let us take a quick break at this point and visit some other interesting areas in the textbooks. While explaining the development of Sharira or evolution of Sharira in Sharira Sthana related to Garbha, we can find many stages of development or evolution, many stages, many changes happening, and multiple involvements in that process. And one such document tells us how bhutas are involved in the making of Sharira. How bhutas are involved in the making of Sharira. In Ashtanga Hridayam and Ashtanga Sangraham, these versions are available in a simple shloka style. But I am taking the explanation from Sushruta Samhita. How bhutas are cooperating or contributing in the making of Sharira. What is that? Andarikshaha Shabdaha Shabdendriyam Sarvachidra Samuhaha Viviktadacha. Andarikshaha means Nabhasa, Akasha. So Akasha contributes. How? In the form of Shabdaha, Shabdendriyam, Sarvachidra Samuhaha, Viviktadacha. Then, regarding Vayu, Vayavyastu Sparshaha, Sparshendriyam, Sarvacheshta Samuhaha, Sarva Sharira Spandanam, Lekhutacha. Every point is important. What? Vayu is contributing in the evolution of Sharira. Sparshaha, Sparshendriyam, Sarva Cheshta Samuhaha. Sarva Cheshta Samuhaha. Then Sarva Sharira Spandanam. Lekhutacha. Then, regarding Agni, Taijasastu Rupam, Rupendriyam, Varnaha, Santapaha, Bhrajishnuta, Paktihi, Amarshaha, Taikshnyam, शौर्यं च तैजसास्तु रूपं रूपेन्द्रियं वर्णः संतापः भ्राजिष्णुता पक्तिः अमर्षः तैक्ष्ण्यं शौर्यं च. Then regarding jala, apyastu rasaha rasanendriyam sarvadrava samuhaha guruta shaityam sneho retascha. Rasaha rasanendriyam sarvadrava samuhaha guruta shaityam snehaha retaha cha. Then about Prithvi, parthivastu gandhaha gandhendriyam sarvamurta samuhaha guruta cha iti. Susrutam Shariram, first chapter. We can also find similar explanations in the fourth chapter of the Sharira Sthanam in Charaka Samhita. In Ashtanga Hridayam it is there, Ashtanga Sangraham it is there. There are minor differences or explanations. Minor differences in explanations. Now, another important observation that they have made in this regard, that means the evolution of Sharira, we can find again it in the Susruta Samhita, Sharira Sthanam, I think it is in the fourth chapter. What is that? Shukrashonitam garbhashayastham atma prakriti vikara sammurchidam garbha ityuchyate. This is called garbha. And tam chedanavasthidam tam, that means that garbha with the attachment of chetana. Once chetana is attached, which of course is a simultaneous thing along with the Shukrashonita Samyoga. Tam chetanavastidam vayuhu vibhajati. I know that you have gone through, all of you have gone through these textual portions. I am just reminding those portions for the sake of clarity, contextual clarity. So, tam chetanavasthidam garbham vayuhu vibhajati tejaha enam pachati apaha kledayandi prithvi samhandi akasham vivardhayati evam vivardhitaha saha yada hastapāda jihva ghrāna karna nidambādibhirangaihi upetaha tada shariramiti sapnyam labhate. When a garbha is evolving into sharira, that is the point. Shukra artava samyogam garbhashaya sthiti atma prakriti vikara sammurchitam garbha ityuchyate tam chetanavasthidam vayuhu vibhajati. Very important. Vayuhu vibhajati tejaha enam pachati apaha kledayandi prithvi samhandi akasham vivardhayati. Evam vivardhitaha saha yada hastapada jihva Grana karna nidambadibhirangaihi upedaha tada shariram iti sapyam labhate. This is a very fine, very subtle observation documented, wherein the role of Panchabhutas, each one of them playing in the formation of Sharira. But it is a very highly generalized, very subtle explanation. We have seen that in the Sharira, there are many contributions from each one of the Bhutas. That is what we saw, that Andarikshaha, Shabdaha, Shabdendriyam, Sarvachidra Samuho, Viviktadacha, etc., etc., with each Bhuta. Now we saw the subtler explanations. Vibhajati, divides 1 to 2, 2 to 4 type of division, and also the penetrating type of division, which results in the formation of various srotasas. And also the division which separates one from the other. These are all divisions. Vibhajati. Then another interesting term is Samhandi. Prithvi means keep together to increase the bulk. This is something which is taking place in assistance from Jala Kledayanti. Apaha enam Kledayanti. So Kledayanti and Samhandi sits together, happens in collaboration. Then Akasham Vivardhayati. Vivardhanam. The word Vivardhanam has different meanings in different contexts. Vivardhanam. It has the meaning Vivardhayati, to increase. It also has another meaning, to cut, to divide. Vivardhanam. And this second meaning, that means to cut, to divide, to slice, to cut open, that is acceptable and relevant in our context. Because working together with Vayu, Akasha cuts open the srotasas and also the spaces in the Sharira. Avagashadhanam. So they work together. Vibhajanam, utilizing the space provided by the Vivardhanam of Akasha. They work together. So that is how the Garbha is becoming a Sharira. See, nowhere here we find doshas. Nowhere in these explanations we find doshas. That is an interesting point. Then what is happening? We are always, from the morning to the evening, from bed to the bed, through the day, we are talking about doshas. And in any of these fundamental incidents which are happening in the formation of Sharira, we don't find any explanations regarding dosha. Then what is happening? Look, see, these 5, that means Vibhajati, Pachati, Kledayandi, Samhandi, Vivardhayati, are functions which are not limited to the stage of Garbha. They are the functions happening in a living being all throughout in its life. It is happening all throughout. And each function mentioned here is a highly generalized term, or a non-specific term, I should say. It is very subtle, generalized or non-specific. Say, for example, we find Vayur Vibhajati. This Vibhajanam happening in different situations in terms of Desha and Kala. This Vibhajanam can happen in different situations in terms of Desha and Kala in the Sharira. And those Vibhajanam division will be different. But still, they are all called Vibhajanam. They are all understood as Vibhajanam. Similarly, Pajati. This Pajati is a common term, but the Pajanam happening in different places and different times are different. Kledanam, common term. But the Kledanam happening in different time and different place are different. All the four functions, all the five functions can be analyzed in this manner. And if we take a close look at these five functions, we can clearly understand, as mentioned earlier, that these five can be divided into three groups. The first group, which incorporates Kledayandi and Samhandi. The second group, Pajati. Third group, Vibhajati, Vivardhayati. However diverse, no function happening in any given framework of Desha and Kala with respect to Sharira will go beyond this threefold classification. No function will go beyond this threefold classification. Let it be as diverse as possible. No problem. And this statement is true from birth to death. It is not specific to a particular time slot. From birth to death, it is uniformly relevant. The Kledayandi Samhandi group accumulates. The Pachati group moves. Chalanam. Sorry, Pachati group transforms. Pachati group, Pachanam is transforms. The Vibhajati, Vivardhayati group is about Chalanam. Srotas, distribution. So these are the basic things. Poshanam, Pachanam, Chalanam. Years back, my guru had specified these 3 points in his Prakashika commentary of Ashtanga Sangraha. These are the 3 basic things happening. Poshanam, Pachanam, and Chalanam. Years back. And definitely many other acharyas who were the birds of the same feathers might have revealed this idea in many different times, in different places. Because that is universal. That is universal. Any system succeeds in surviving based on these three things: Poshanam, Pachanam, Chalanam. And this grouping happens from the very moment of association of five bhutas and Atma. It is not an event which is happening later. Because from that point of coming into existence, these operations are happening. Poshanam, Pachanam, Chalanam. And the Upadana, they are the five bhutas. And the binding force is Chetana. So in the presence of Chetana, when these five bhutas unite and that union takes some sort of a decision to survive, all this happening in that just the initial point itself, from that moment onwards, Poshanam, Pajanam and Chalanam happens. And it is these three groups of five bhutas, that is what we technically identify as three doshas. Technically, we identify them as three doshas. Accordingly, Kledayandi, Sambhandi is an association of Jala and Prithvi, and this group is known by the name Shleshma or Tabha. Pachati corresponds to Agni, and this group is known as Pittam. Vibhajati, Vivardhayati corresponds to Vayu and Agasham, and that group is identified as the dosha Vayu or Vatam. This division is the fundamental criteria for dividing doshas into three. And that could be the logic behind Vagbhada making the opening statement of his chapter Dosha Bhediyam as Vayu Agasha Dhadubhyam Vayuhu Agneyam Pittam Ambha Prithivibhyam Shleshma. Now, there are questions. Five bhutas uniting in the presence of Atma or Chetana. Is there any advantage in proposing the three doshas as far as the applied aspect of the Shastra is concerned? Is there any relevance, any importance, any application for this proposal? Otherwise, it is a waste of time. We find that they are not separate. They are actually the names given to the three groups of five bhutas, some sort of an internal arrangement that is happening in the presence of Chetana. Is it worth to follow such a proposal? Does it make any quality change in our approach? These are very important. Then only we can enter into the other discussions about doshas. If the very idea itself is useless, why should we spend unnecessary time? We can work with bhutas, we can work with dhadus. There is no need of some intermediary characters like tridoshas. So, only after understanding the relevance and significance of this proposal of tridosha, we can understand more complex or fundamental ideas like dosha vriddhi, dosha kshaya, and many other things which we thought that we all know very well, like chayam, prakopam, prashamam, or Koshtagadi, Shakhagadi, Urdhvagadi, Tiryagadi, all these things. We have taken many ideas for granted. We have never thought further down into those ideas. And that may make our conceptions shaky when we come to the ground zero of clinical practice. I know that I am repeating some of the ideas again and again. I am fully aware of it. But without this abhyasa, we can't move forward. The next, we will find how these three agencies, three groups, they are going to evolve as doshas, and what is the significance of this proposal of Tridosha theory. So I think at this point, we will close. We will stop here. I'm really sorry that the gap between two sessions have become 1 week, and the session time is only 30 minutes. Many core ideas which we come to the peak of the explanation, the bell rings, and we have to stop at that point. I will try to make it again twice in a week later. For the time being, I think at least for another month, we will go like this. Thank you very much. And if there are some points in the chat box, I will just see before winding up. Okay, nothing special. So thank you very much. Bhishajam sadhu vrittanam bhadramagavasalinam abhyasta karmanam bhadram bhadram bhadradhyasham. Thank you very much.